Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the second and final session in the State Representative Kam Buckner Virtual Job Fair Event Series. Today, we will be hearing from 10 employers hiring for positions across multiple industries. Each presenter will speak for approximately 5 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. After presentations have concluded, we will then be transitioning into small group discussions with employers. Small group discussions will be held as one continuous 50-minute session, and you will be able to move freely from room to room. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available on the Illinois workNet YouTube channel for you to refer to later. Before we kick things off here, there is one thing that I would like to cover with folks, and I know this was sent to you via email before we opened up the session here today. As you can see here, one kind of important thing that you'll need to be aware of is to be able to utilize some of the most recent features that Zoom has rolled out for breakout rooms. You'll want to be sure to have the most recent version of Zoom Client for Meetings downloaded. Of course, you can do that at the link that's provided there. Just a quick note, if you do have to leave the session to download that, no worries. I'll be monitoring the waiting room, So if you do have to leave this session to download, that feature from Zoom, no worries. I'll let you back into the main session here, but just wanted folks to be aware of that before we get to the breakout room session here today. So without further ado, what we'll go ahead and do is jump into our employer presentations that we do have here today. First employer that we do have up today, is the American Medical Association. Graham, are you available to present?
I am.
Excellent. You can begin whenever you're ready, Graham.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for allowing me the time to talk about the American Medical Association. We are the physician's powerful ally in patient care. We can go to the next slide here. So a bit about who we are and our history. So the AMA was founded back in 1845. We've been around we're having our 175th birthday next year, which we're very proud of. We can go to the next slide. The members of the AMA are doctors and medical students, and that's really who we represent as an organization. But to be clear, we don't hire for roles that are doctors necessarily. It's all of the roles that go into keeping the lights on in an association and furthering that work. And we'll talk in further slides kind of what roles we tend to see. A bit about our mission, vision, and commitment is to improve the health of the nation and just be an ally to physicians as best we can and make their lives easier. We are a policy-making body. As part of what we do through our House of Delegates, meets twice a year from local representatives to the national level to come out with stances and policy in the healthcare space. We're, like I mentioned, a member organization for physicians, and we also have a lot of tools and resources that help make doctors' lives easier. We also have a huge side of the organization that's medical research, content, education. The Journal of the AMA is considered one of the gold standards as far as peer-reviewed publications as well. We can go to the next slide. A bit about just our overall strategy. I know this is from 2020, but it carries on into now too. We're really removing obstacles in healthcare as best we can, things that interfere and kind of bog down doctors' time with paperwork and hindering the patient-physician relationship. We're doing a ton with innovation as far as development and leveraging technology in medicine. So we have tons of roles that are tied to data and IT with that in mind. And we're also working to confront chronic disease. So a big lift, but we have a whole business unit at the AMA, that's geared towards research and analytics and combating things like hypertension, diabetes, all sorts of chronic diseases as well. Go to the next slide. All right, from a very high level, the AMA has around 1,100 employees. We do have a few different offices. Our main headquarters is in Chicago. That's where about 800 of those 1,100 folks are associated with. We're remote right now, but we'll be doing a return to the office in February in a hybrid model. And there are a few smaller offices, but for our purposes, we'll we'll keep it high level here since I know most folks are based in Illinois. The roles that we tend to see, like I mentioned earlier, huge focus on data at the AMA. We have tons of roles in the data analytics space and data engineering space, as well as software engineers, project managers in IT, you name it. It seems like everything under the IT umbrella, we tend to have those openings. We also have a corporate services team at the AMA. We have a beautiful building right on the river downtown, AMA Plaza. We have the top 8 floors of that building and a full catering team that and facilities management. So there's opportunities that we tend to see that open from time to time there. We have finance and accounting and audit roles, tons of marketing and communication roles across the AMA, across all 18 business units. And then we also have multiple sales roles that tend to be open, whether that be membership sales or sales of our products in particular, as well as customer service roles. Think along the lines of help desk for members of the AMA who call in with questions. With regard to benefits, we have great benefits, as you can imagine, being a medically minded organization, in full insurance, dental, vision, medical, 401k vests immediately, which is really nice in the nonprofit space, especially with a modest employer match too. We also have really competitive PTO and vacation, works out to 2 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks of PTO per year. And we also have a employee assistance program, which really kind of shows our emphasis on the not just physical health side of things, but also the mental health of our employees as well. All right, a bit about employee development. We have a whole OD and learning team in the HR suite that it's literally all they do is focus on ways to further employee development. So we have tons of online courses. We just got LinkedIn Learning, so there's a huge and very extensive library of content there, and seminars and things of that sort. So I mentioned this because I know obviously development is top of mind for folks. So I just wanted to touch on that piece. We also have 7 employee resource groups. We actually just included a new employee resource group. So it's actually 8 ERGs. We just added a caretaker employee resource group. So these are the different employee resource groups represented at the AMA. They're open to everybody, members of these communities as well as allies. And on the next slide, I wanted to focus a bit on the Veterans Community Resource Group, because I know that could be pertinent to folks on this call. We have about 60 members in the VCRG. We do lots of fundraising events and even partner with the Access ERG as well. And, all branches represented. I don't think we have a Space Force, anybody from Space Force quite yet, since that's a bit newer. But we have all the other branches represented, which is really neat. And we just do a lot of events and create a nice space for camaraderie around that too. And that is the AMA. Again, I'm Graham. It was so nice to meet you. I believe my contact info is on the next slide here, in case anybody would like to reach out to me, send your resume, or just otherwise stay in touch. There's my information. And thank you for the time.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that presentation, Graham. And I just want to remind folks that might be joining the session a little bit later, that Graham and I do believe a majority of our other employers who are on the line today will be joining us for breakout room sessions. So you will be able to meet with all the employers that will be presenting today. Of course, ask them any questions that you have and hopefully kind of create a connection with them. Thank you so much, Graham. Our next employer today is going to be Chicago Lighthouse. Angela, are you available to present?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, Dan, I am here.
Excellent. You can begin whenever you're ready, Angela.
Hi, everyone. So yes, I am Angela Kearney, the recruitment manager here at the Chicago Lighthouse. Next slide, Daniel. So the Chicago Lighthouse, we've been around for over 116 years. We are a rural, renowned organization serving the blind, visually impaired, other disability, and all our veteran communities. Next slide. So our primary roles that we are recruiting for are with the Illinois Tollway. So those will be our call center agents. They are responsible for providing high-quality customer service, assistance when responding to inquiries pertaining to iPads, electronic towing accounts, violation notices, billing issues, technical issues, or general mail questions. The agents are responsible for assuring speedy resolution of inquiries, utilizing all available resources. Next slide. So we also have customer care centers, which are our medical-based call centers, if you will. So medical schedulers, they are responsible for providing world-class patient family centered experience across the continuum that contributes to the customer satisfaction, retention, exceptional quality, value, and financial health. Okay, now you went a little fast. Okay, so those call centers are with UI Health, Cook County, North Shore, which are our patient access reps. Those particular are our customer care call centers. Patient access reps are responsible for answering calls, patients interested in scheduling appointments with physicians, scheduling medical tests, answering general questions. They also are responsible for patient education in regard to online services, and they're expected to use the online knowledge management tool system, which is called Epic. And these are resources to assist with patient calls and issue resolution. Next slide.
I do apologize for that, Angela. I think your audio cut out a little bit, so I wasn't sure if you wanted me to advance to the next slide or not.
No, that's fine. I was just, they're the medical scheduler call centers, and they just wanted to mention names. We have the call centers. We have UI Health, Cook County, North Shore, Advocate, and like I said, UI Health. And then this is the North Shore. So some of the benefits to our call center are state-of-the-art call center, no nights or weekends at some of the customer call centers, flexible work schedules, competitive salary benefit package up to additional 25% of your salary, 10 paid vacation, 12 paid holidays, and sick days accrued over the year, which you can get up to 16 accumulated. The insurance availability is the first of the month after 30 days of employment. Chicago Lighthouse pays 65%. We do have dental and vision. There is short and long-term disability, 2 times for life insurance, and company paid pension plan after 1 year of employment. We also have, with all our call centers, there are great remote possibilities. So that's something definitely to consider with everything going on as well. Most of our call centers, all of our call centers require you to have a typing speed. You have to type 25 to 30 words per minute, have accurate or intermediate computer skills, meaning log on, log off, cut, copy, paste, minimize, maximize, things of that sort. So those are some of the basic requirements for our call center. Next slide, please. So one thing about our Chicago Lighthouse, we have an employment service department. And with our employment service department, they assist with other things. So we assist clients with finding competitive integrated employment. We enhance the employability to assist with job retention. We work with employees who are seeking job-ready candidates and teach with assistive technologies, especially if you are disabled or a veteran. So that's our employment services. We also have a veterans empowerment program as well. Next slide. So here's my contact information. Angela, like I say, I'm Angela Kearney. There's my email address, my phone number, and our Senior Vice President of Employment of Rehabilitation Services. If you need our employment services, Martha Younger White, that's our information as well. So if anyone is interested, I'll definitely be in the breakout room. If not, it will be one of our recruiters here from Chicago Lighthouse. I look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation, Angela. And again, I know we had a few new folks join us, so just want to let you all be aware we will be holding breakout room sessions after all of our employer presentations. At that time, you'll be able to meet with these folks and ask them any questions that you do have. Thank you so much, Angela. Our next employer today is going to be UPS. And I do have Tina and David on the line to present. Tina and or David, are you available?
I'm here, but I think Tina's going to present.
Excellent. Thank you for that, David.
Hi, everyone. This is Tina. I'm calling from UPS, and we're talking about Refer a Friend and our Chicago-based warehouse workers. So what we're here to highlight is exactly for our Hodgkins facility. We're hiring for package handlers, which is warehouse workers. We have out at our Hodgkins facility, which is right off the 294 Expressway, as well as the 55 Expressway. We're highlighting our part-time package handlers, we are now currently paying $22 to $24 an hour. You will work definitely Monday through Friday and have your weekends and your holidays off. We also offer education assistance immediately after you start working for us. You're eligible for that to pay for any college tuition that you might be seeking for. Also, after 9 months of working for us, you're going to receive all your major medical benefits and you will be part of our Teamsters Union. We're also highlighting and hiring for our CDL Class A sleeper team drivers. You must require a CDL A license, no moving violations. What's required also is triple and double endorsements. And you're going to work definitely Monday through Fridays. You're going to be gone for the entire week, and then you'll come back and you and another individual will be driving. For example, if one person is driving to California, and then we will be driving back to Chicago, Illinois. And I believe that is it for what we're hiring for our Hotchkiss facility. If you need any contacts for the CDL drivers, we do have a contact name, which is Maria. And we have a telephone number and as well as a text number that we can call. If anyone is interested, you can definitely get that information in our breakout rooms. And you can also contact me with my email address. You can get that information as well in the breakout rooms as anyone is interested in our part-time package handling positions, as well as our CDLA drivers. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Tina. And Tina, if you don't mind, if you could maybe throw that information into the chat for job seekers that are on the call, that'd be fantastic. And then all the folks that are in the session now will be able to get that information, not just the folks that are in your specific breakout room. So if you could do that, if you have a moment, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Tina.
You're welcome.
And again, I just want to reiterate that if you do have any questions for UPS, we will be holding a breakout room session after all of our employers have presented here today. So you'll be able to ask any questions that you do have specific to any of the positions that Tina covered here today. Thank you so much, Tina. Our next employer today that'll be presenting will be Rush University Medical Center. I do have Kevin on the line. Kevin, are you available to present?
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. Yes, I am available. Go ahead to the next slide. I'm Kevin Irvine. I'm a senior talent acquisition consultant for individuals with disabilities at Rush University Medical Center. So in my role, I don't recruit for any specific positions, but recruit people with all types of physical and mental disabilities and chronic health conditions, as well as veterans and people who live in the West Side communities that we serve for all types of jobs at Rush. So let people know about all of our different job opportunities and help people to understand our hiring process and how it works. If you're not familiar with Rush, so Rush University System for Health is the kind of the umbrella organization that we're all part of, but it includes Rush University Medical Center, which is our main campus on the near west side of Chicago, Rush University, which is also on the near west side, Rush Copley Medical Center out in Aurora, and Rush Oak Park Hospital, as well as around 30 facilities in Chicago and the surrounding communities. We have, I think total of the system, we have around 14,000 employees. About 11,000 of them are at Rush University Medical Center or one of our clinics. So we have a lot of people here and over close to 500 jobs listed on our website as of right now. So when you're talking about an academic medical center, you've got the university side, you've got the medical side. So we have some of everything, many different types of positions, patient-facing clinical roles, as well as non-clinical roles, custodial, environmental services, some food service roles, a lot of different entry-level type positions. And behind the scenes, we have a legal team, financial services positions, many different types of roles. And we're doing a lot of hiring. So we're building a new neurosciences and destination cancer treatment center just across Ashland Avenue from our main hospital. That'll be opening up next year. And so as we get closer to that building opening up and all the clinics and programs within it, we'll be doing even more hiring to get ready for that. So when you're looking at jobs at Rush, I think it's important to consider the values that we have at Rush. They're called the I Care values. There's more information on our website, but just real briefly, I Care stands for innovation, collaboration, accountability, respect, and excellence. So you really want to think about those values when you're applying for jobs at Rush and answering any essay questions in our applications, or if you're fortunate enough to get an interview, and really think about what they mean to you and how you would bring those values into working at Rush. Next slide, please. This slide lists a few of the employment roles that we hire for pretty regularly, include patient care technicians, certified medical assistants, and we do have a $2,000 sign-on bonus for medical assistants right now, phlebotomists, certified pharmacy technicians. Non-clinical roles include patient services representatives, patient access coordinators, supply chain technicians, environmental service specialists, guest relations, security, clinic coordinators, and patient transporters, among others. So next slide, please. When you go to our careers page, and I'll put links to all this in the chat when I'm done, you're going to see portals to go into 4 different portals. The first one is going to be for jobs at Rush University Medical Center. The second is for jobs at Rush Copley out in Aurora. The third is for Rush Oak Park Hospital. And then the fourth is for medical providers and faculty members. Next slide. I'm going to focus on the jobs at Rush University Medical Center because that's the team that I'm on. So when you go into looking for jobs at Rush University Medical Center, you're going to see that you can look for jobs in different ways, either by position type, department, specialty, but also by a variety of categories. And at the top of that list of categories is a category that I want everyone to focus on called New This Week. And that's where you're going to find the most recently posted jobs on our site. So as of today, I think we had 495 jobs on our site, and 47 of them were new this week. So that's posted within the last week. The benefit for that is that we do add jobs regularly. And if you check that New This Week category a couple times a week, you're going to see all the jobs as they're added to our site. You can also create a profile on our site and sign up for email alerts so that you're emailed when new jobs are added that are specific to the kinds of positions you're looking for. But yeah, if you check the New This Week category regularly, that'll be helpful as well. And the bonus of that is that if you apply for a job that you're finding in the New This Week category, then you know that your application is getting in early in the process, which is always an advantage. Next slide, please. This is some other different ways you can sort our jobs. Next slide, please. When you look at our job descriptions, we have many different types of positions, really focus on the shift and the union status. You'll see like this job, for example, a guest relations associate position, which is the folks that check you in when you get to the medical center and give you ID badges, masks, things like that. So this position right here is showing that it's a 4th shift, which is rotating. And it will typically tell you what that means. So for example, in this position, it says rotating shifts may work anytime between the hours of 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's not necessarily 24 hours, and rotating weekends. So you'll find all the information that you need at this in this part of the position. We also have some remote positions, certainly more now than before the pandemic. And in that case, you can search by keyword and pull up any positions that are remote. And we might have positions that are remote all of the time after training, or they could be remote part of the time. And the job description should have that kind of information. We also have some part-time positions as well. So I recommend doing a keyword search for part-time if that's what you're interested in. And then whatever we have that's part-time should pop up. Next slide. So all of our applications are reviewed by our recruitment team, not by a computer algorithm. So please take some time to submit the best application you can. Read the entire job description, and ideally you want to try and connect your experience to the experience that we're looking for that position. Look really closely at the required qualifications and the preferred qualifications, and take advantage of the essay questions. We really encourage you to, we want a diverse workforce. And so, put your personality and some of your experience into those essay questions. Talk about why you're interested in coming to Rush, and any connection you have to healthcare or the position that you're applying for. And don't just assume they're going to find the good stuff in your resume. Really put that in your application. I always tell people that if your application isn't strong enough, they might even look at your resume. So, just really put in the best application you can. Provide a lot of detail about your experience and your interest. and deeply think about the why do you want to work for Rush question, because we're really looking for people that are going to bring and represent those I care values in the work that they do. And then make sure the resume matches the jobs that you put on your profile. And I will be happy to answer more questions and give you some more insight into our hiring process in the breakout room. So if you're interested in finding out more, check in with me at the breakout room, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that presentation, Kevin. And as Kevin just stated, want to reiterate for the new folks on the line that we will be holding a breakout room session with all of our employers here today. So if you do have any questions for them, please reserve them to that time where you'll be able to meet with each of these folks and again, ask them any questions that you do have. Thank you, Kevin. Our next presenter for today is going to be DCFS. Evia, are you available to present?
Hi there, I'm here.
Excellent. You can begin whenever you're ready.
All right. So DCFS is the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. We are a state of Illinois agency. And in the gist, we're basically the ones that investigate allegations of abuse and neglect of children. We license daycares and we manage the foster parent program. Next slide, please. So some of our more known positions are things like our child protection specialist, which is our investigator, our child welfare specialist, which is our case manager. We're always hiring for those, as well as our daycare licensing representative. All of the top three are travel heavy positions. They are full-time jobs. We are hiring all over the state for those. And then we have a lot of other positions people are not typically, I should say, aware of when they think of DCFS that we are also recruiting for. Things like nurses, our child welfare nurse specialist, IT staff, so our information systems analyst and information services specialist, office associates, and lots of other clerical positions. Some of our supervisory positions, public service administrator option 6, which oversee those case managers, investigators, and daycare licensing reps. And option 8L is overseeing our legal side, so our attorneys. And that, of course, we're looking for technical advisors, which are our attorneys. We have a lot of other positions that, of course, we don't have the space to list, but we are hiring. Next slide, please. And some of the benefits of working for DCFS or a state of Illinois agency are that we cover our employees as of day one under our employer-sponsored insurance plans. So health, dental, life, and vision. We have paid vacation, personal, sick, and holiday. We offer retirement savings plan and a pension. We have a tuition reimbursement program and a lot of promotional opportunities. So most of our positions are covered under a union contract, which gives all these added protections and benefits in place. And one of those is that we do promote from within prior to hiring external candidates. So it gives you a lot of room for growth, both within the agency and between sister agencies. So between other state of Illinois agencies as well. Next slide. If you have any questions on this, our jobs are posted on the website, illinois.jobstoweb.com. But you can always email the recruiters for DCFS at dcfs.employment@illinois.gov. That's the best way to reach us. That way, if one of us is covering another event, someone is manning that email. You can also reach out to CMS directly with any questions regarding career counseling or any examining questions at that 312-814-2398 phone number. And that is it for me.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that, Evia. And again, I do believe Evia will be sticking around for a breakout room. So if you do have any questions regarding employment opportunities with DCFS, please plan to stick around for that session and join the DCFS room where you'll have an opportunity to answer any of the questions that you do have. And just do want to make a quick note as well, if you weren't here for the job seeker workshops yesterday, we did have a presentation that kind of covered just real briefly the overview of the application process for the state of Illinois. So again, we will be posting recordings to that session within 48 hours at the conclusion of this event. So be on the lookout for that as well. Thank you so much, Evia. Our next employer that is slated to present is Interpark Unfortunately, I don't believe we have Interpark on the line, but I do want to make one call here. If we do have an Interpark rep on the line, please feel free to unmute yourself and present. If not, real quickly here, I just wanted to provide the contact information for that individual. So if Interpark is a place that you are interested in applying for, or you just kind of in general would like to take a look at the careers or opportunities they have available, you'll see there a link to their website and then also contact information for their human resource coordinator as well. So I'll leave that on the screen here for just a second. Let you folks copy that down if you'd like. Again, just a reminder, the session is being recorded, so you will be able to come back and refer to all this information at a later time as well. Excellent. Well, our next presenter here is going to be IC Stars, and I do believe that we have Marlon on the line. Marlon, are you available to present?
I am. Thank you, Daniel. So good morning, everyone. My name is Marlon Exton. I am a recruitment manager for IC Stars. IC Stars is an organization that finds talent, trains talent, and puts talent to work. So I am here looking for you. Can I get the next slide, please? So what IC Stars is all about is we are here, we exist to activate a technology community of change agents to power social and economic freedom. What that means is we want to basically give you the tools in the fastest growing field in the country, IT, information technology, and coding, to be able to create real change, not only in your lives, but in the life of your community, your family, this country. Thank you so much. Next slide. And so what does that look like? We are an immersive technology-based leadership training program for promising adults. And one of the unique things about our program is where there are so many programs like this that actually cost thousands upon thousands of dollars. This is actually a program that is not only supported already, like paid for, but also provides a stipend for you to build this learning. It takes place over 4 months where we provide an immersive coding curriculum. We're going to teach you the foundations that every programmer uses to create platforms like the one you're on right now, like this Zoom meeting, like the social media apps you use on your phones, pretty much everything that involves IT, you're going to learn the foundations of that. In addition, we also do leadership development. That is connecting you with executives, bosses, decision makers in the IT field. And then lastly, we're going to help you find an entry-level role, right? Because we're going to provide you with those tools. And these entry-level roles are going to be a rocket ship towards your career development and your professional growth. Thanks so much. Next slide. So this is kind of what that internship looks like over 4 months. We're going to be teaching you quite a bit, right? In terms of not only information technology, but also leadership and business development, right? And so one of the unique things about IC Stars is project-based learning. So if you see here, you do Team Week, which is exercises on being a better team member and a leader. Then we also do sprints. This is where an actual partner company comes into IC Stars and works with you in sort of a consultant capacity. You're your own business owner in this exercise, taking a need that they have and using your learning, producing a digital solution. So this is going to be something that you can actually bring to any employer that you go into and say, hey, I helped have a hand in creating this platform that you're seeing right now. And so in addition to that, you're also going to be doing coding challenges in some of the most well-known, well-used coding languages in the country. We're talking about HTML, which you'll see in every website you visit, CSS, Python, SQL. These are all must-haves for IT professionals. And then lastly, we're going to teach you how to communicate this information, your accomplishments, to any IT executive, some of whom you'll know, to really get into the IT field. So next slide. So who are we looking for when it comes to IC Stars? We're looking for people who are at least 18 years of age or older, GED recipients or high school graduates. Unfortunately, we don't accept bachelor candidate degrees. They're not eligible. But if you've had some college or community college or maybe some trade training, we would love to speak with you. We're looking for people who have at least 6 months of full-time work experience. And this is the big thing. We're looking for people who are able to invest in themselves for this 4 months. It is Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., right? And just like the tech field right now, where it does some work on site and some work remotely, that'll also be the format for our program. And then we're looking for people who have a commitment to uphold no absences, being on time, right? So give that 100% for the entire 4 months. The ability to come to the IC Star Chicago office. We're located on 415 North Dearborn, easily accessible through public transportation, the bus, the train, and in the heart of downtown, just north of the river. And then we're going to provide you with all the tools you need to work from home. So we'll make sure you get a laptop, make sure you get the software that you need to do coding at home. We're looking for people who are at least comfortable enough with a computer to type around 30 words per minute. That's all of the hard skill that you need, and we will teach you the rest. And lastly, we're looking for folks who are motivated to be a change, a positive change in their lives, their families, their communities. Some of the questions we get is, hey, are there background checks? If I have a criminal background, is that going to cost me this opportunity? Absolutely not. We definitely are looking for talent in every area. We do ask you to disclose that information so we can help you find the right job for you at the right company. So again, when you're thinking about the cost, we are a full-fledged IT program that does not cost you anything. We actually provide you a stipend of $800 a month the entire time you're in the program. And lastly, is there a deadline? So we do multiple cycles a year. That's what we call a class, as a cycle. The next one is starting in February 2022, and the priority deadline will be December 31st to get that application in. So if you're looking to make a change this 2022, then perhaps IC Stars is the program for you. Next slide. So just to show what you can look forward to after that 4 months of completing the program, we have a 90% job placement rate in the IT field. So most of our candidates will find work in the tech sector. The average salary increase after the program has been 300% in terms of annual salary earnings. And our average starting rate has been anywhere from $22 to $24 an hour. And just thinking about the tech career, just to let you know what it looks like, we are talking about full-time work, we're talking about with benefits, and we're talking about with flexibility. I right now am working from my home, and that's something that a lot of tech professionals have an opportunity to do. It provides them some flexibility when it comes to the work they do. And then when we talk about community leadership, a lot of our alumni actually pay it forward. They volunteer, they mentor, they might be mentoring some of you if you decide to join the program. And then of course they give back to the community, whether it's financially, whether it's their time, whether it's their knowledge. And that's what we hope to develop in you as well. Thanks so much. Next slide. So this is me. These are all of the links. If you're interested in applying, you can go to icstars.breezy.hr. If you'd like, I want to know more information, feel free to join me in the breakout session or join us for an information session. And then lastly, I love phone calls. I love emails. Reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have to decide if this is the right program for you. So thanks everyone for your time, and I hope to speak with some of you very soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation, Marlon. And again, just want to reiterate for the new folks on the call, if you do have any questions for Marlon regarding IC Stars, please plan to stick around for our breakout rooms portion of the event, which will be following all of our employer presentations here today. At that time, you'll be able to meet with Marlon, ask any questions that you do have of the program, and hopefully, lead yourself to a next opportunity, career change, what have you. Thank you so much, Marlon, much appreciated. Our next presenter that was slated for today was Guardian Security Services. Unfortunately, I don't believe we have them on the line, but again, I did want to go ahead and provide just a slide here for folks that are here as job seekers. If you are interested in any of the opportunities that Guardian Security does have currently available, as you'll see there, kind of difficult to see on the slide there, but you'll see a link to www.guardiansecurityservices.com. If you type that in your search engine, that'll bring up all of the employment opportunities that they currently have available. Again, I do believe their employer rep also provided a phone number that you can call as well if you are interested in any of the opportunities that they do have, again, currently available. Our next employer presenter today, which I do believe we have on the line, is Hearthside Food Solutions. Laureen, are you available to present? And Laureen, if you're joining via telephone, you'll want to press *6 to be able to unmute yourself. Just an FYI. We'll give her a minute here to join us.
Okay, I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can, Laureen, loud and clear. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Laureen Spencer. I'm the corporate recruiter for Hearthside for several locations. We actually are a co-packaging facility. We package anything from dry food to like cereal, cookies, crackers, chips. And we also have other divisions that is a cold storage and cold facilities that make like sandwiches, chicken wraps, salads, Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches, you name it. So we package everything that's in variety foods. So anything that you would see in the store that we actually deal with. Okay, next slide. This is Hearthside. Our corporate is located in Downers Grove. Right now, we have over 10,000 individuals and diverse and background stories. So we actually commute in excellency and actually deal with food quality. Go ahead, next slide. You can see on here, this is what we do, like on some of the things that we actually have the packaging, bars, baking, USDA, and all over the Europe areas. We have 39 facilities and we're still growing. We actually are purchasing other facilities that should happen probably by next year. So we should have another total of 63 locations that we're gonna be dealing nationwide. And here, this is what we're talking about with the contract manufacturing that you can see on there, the cookies, crackers, granolas, frozen packaging foods, or anything like that. Next slide. And here with our company, we deal with a lot with our missions, our visions, and our values that we actually have here. So we actually consult with and respect for individuals of leadership and of all levels. Next slide. And here, this is our world-class manufacturing journey that we actually deal with. We deal a lot with 5S, with actually continuous improvements. Everybody is equal here. We do have SAP provided with our computer databases, and then also we actually have performance of systems for universities. We actually are partnered up with DeVry. So if anybody wants to go to school for anything, we actually participate and actually work with that with them too as well. Okay, next slide. And here, this is our line of strategy, focus and continuous improvements. What Hearthside does is our missions, our visions, objectives, incentives like team values, structures of all Hearthside. Next slide. And here, these are like some of the things that we actually employ choices of equality, dealing with awards, annual awards. We do luncheons, cookouts, vending things. We do ice cream socials. We do picnics as well. We do things that we actually do with community, with Toys Tots, Make-A-Wish Foundation that we participate in. Over here as our pro-employee workplace, Hearthside Pluses and deal with opinion surveys, down hall meetings, open door policies with our companies. We deal a lot with training, inside leadership training, corporation on-site training, and even entry-level positions. We do a lot of training in-house for the first couple months before they actually can go into a lot of different things on the floor. Next slide. And here, these are some of our benefits that we actually have here. We have the medical, dental, vision. We have accident insurance, hospitalization, critical, flexible spending. The company does pay for the short-term and long-term disability, and we also pay for their life insurance, up to $25,000 on life insurance. The company also has on here the 401k. They automatically enroll after 90 days of employment, and the company contributes about 3% up to 100% invested. We do have vacation time. They are eligible for 2 weeks vacation within the first year. That starts effect after 90 days, and then it starts adding up to like 1.5 per week. Next slide. On here, this is our employee program that we actually have in here. They can do a confidential emotion support systems they can actually get in contact with, dealing with anxieties, depression, stresses, grief, loss of anything of in the family relationship. We have an online support guidance that we actually have. It's 24/7. So if anybody needs to get in contact with them of anything that they need, this is the number they can actually go ahead and call. Next slide. And here, this is our payment plan that we do pay weekly. It's every Friday they get paid. The checks are issued like Monday through Sunday is their work period. Anything over 40 hours is time and a half. And anything if they do happen to work on a holiday, it's double time that they can get invested. We do run 24/7 at this facility. We do sometimes are open during holidays. It depends on what they need to get done. It depends on what our client needs. If they need something right away, we are open. Next slide. And here, this is about dealing with growth of opportunities that we have here. They can start as a general labor if they have no experience at all. Like I said, they can go into the general laborers, then they can go into the packers and dealing with the warehouse, machine operators, group leaders, area leaders, management team. They can go in quality, maintenance, sanitation, or any type of material handling dealing with forklifts. Next slide. And here, we actually have a referral program. So if they refer anybody, we pay out after 120 days of employment if they've been here. And if they refer somebody, they can get $500 for each candidate that they refer to. Next one. This is a deal with COVID. We are definitely requires in what we have here. We've been doing with the social distance requirements that we deal with this every day. We still wear masks at our facilities. Once in a while, we do check temperatures depending on the individuals. So we actually have like individuals, like things that separate employees because we do have long assembly lines that they run. So we do have like the plexiglass in between each individual so nobody's touching each other because we do supply dealing with food. We actually have to have the sanitation on the floor. Next slide. This is like dealing with, although this is somebody else. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that presentation, Laureen. And again, just want to encourage folks, if you do have any questions for Laureen regarding potential employment with Hearthside Food Solutions, please plan to stick around for our breakout rooms portion of the event where you'll be able to join the room and ask any questions that you do have. Thank you so much, Laureen. Our last employer that we did have slated to present today, unfortunately was unable to join us. So I did create a slide here real briefly for folks to be able to still follow up with them if you are interested in any sort of opportunities that Bimbo Bakeries does currently have available. As you'll see there, second bullet point, I do have a link to their career website there as well. So if you want to check out any of the current positions or opportunities that they have available, you can follow, again, that link and see what, again, is currently open. I also have listed there as the first bullet point, you'll see a contact information to their primary HR rep that was working with us. So if you do have any specific questions in regards to potential employment opportunities with Bimbo Bakeries, please feel free to reach out to that individual there. Again, you'll see the email address for him on the screen. And just as a final note, again, just want to reiterate and remind folks, the whole session today is being recorded. So we will be uploading that to the Illinois workNet YouTube channel under the virtual job fairs playlist within 48 hours of the end of this event. So all this information that we're covering here today, again, will be available to you for review at that time. So with that, I do believe we have reached the end of all of our employer presentations here today. So we'll go ahead and delve into kind of a setup, if you will, for the breakout rooms before we go ahead and open those up. As you see here, this information should be familiar to you if you joined at the beginning of the session. Also, if you registered for the session, this information should have been sent to you via email as well, but just want to reiterate and remind you that if you do not have the most recent version of Zoom Client for Meetings downloaded, you probably want to go ahead and be sure to do so. You can do so at the link there that you see, zoom.us/download. At that location, I do believe the Zoom Client for Meetings software, if you will be available. I think it'll be the first or second one that's listed there. You'll want to be sure to go ahead and do so. That's going to be able to allow you to utilize, again, the most recent features Zoom has available, namely the ability to move freely from room to room while the session's taking place. So if you do have to leave the session to download that, again, no worries. I'll be monitoring the waiting room. I'll let you rejoin the session here, and then you'll be able to move freely from room to room. A couple screenshots here real quick that I wanted to put up on the screen for you all to see. If you're new to this format, again, you'll see there a screenshot, if you will, of the Zoom toolbar there. Just one quick thing to note. I did take that screenshot on my laptop. So if you're using a laptop or desktop, something similar to that, that should be what comes up when you move your cursor here. That toolbar should pop up. When I open up the breakout rooms, you'll see here this red square that's highlighted in that breakout rooms icon. When I open up those rooms, that icon should then become visible. You'll click on that. What'll then pop up is the window that you see here in the second screenshot. You'll see room 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Those will be the names of all the employers that we have currently on the line that are available for you to meet with. All you'll do at that time is then click join for whatever room that you want to join with, or join the employer with, excuse me. And then you'll rinse and repeat. So what I mean by that is, again, when you're ready to move to another room, you'll move your cursor. That'll bring up that toolbar at the bottom or top of your screen. You'll click the breakout rooms icon. It'll bring up that window again, and then you'll click the next employer that you want to join, and then you'll just repeat that process. One quick thing that I do want to note here, if you are joining via mobile device, so, tablet, cell phone, something similar to that, you may not see the screenshots as they appear here on this slide. You may have to click something similar to what's off to the right-hand side here, which will be like a More tab. If you click that, it should bring up a drop-down menu. And I do believe about halfway down or so, you'll see the option for breakout rooms. You'll click on that. What should then pop up is the same window that you see here in the second screenshot. It'll give you a complete listing of all the rooms. You'll click join. And again, you'll rinse and repeat. You'll click more again, click the breakout rooms. Window will pop up. You'll click the employer that you want to join with. When we do open up the breakout rooms, I'll come back to this screen here and leave it up on the screen for folks to reference if they're new to this platform. Again, just real quickly here, each employer rep will be assigned to their designated breakout room. We'll have a member of our planning team also in the room for basic troubleshooting as well. We will go ahead and set the timer to 50 minutes. And again, assuming you're running that most recent version of Zoom Client for Meetings, you'll be able to move freely throughout all the employer rooms. You will be able to unmute yourself and also place yourself or turn your camera on, if you will. And our last slide here before we open things up, again, just be mindful of the time that you're taking. Remember that there's other job seekers that want to meet with folks as well in those rooms. So again, once you've asked your question, received your response, please be sure to mute yourself and allow your fellow job seekers the same opportunity. Again, you can turn your camera on, but just be aware everyone's going to be able to obviously see what it is you're doing in the background. So just please be mindful of that. Keep things respectful and professional. Again, we do have a procedure here in place. If you don't, abide by the rules and not to be disruptive or inconsiderate to fellow job seekers, we'll issue one verbal warning to you. If you choose to disregard that warning, you'll be permanently placed on mute. And then as a final step here, again, once you're muted, you'll still be able to stay in the session. You'll still be able to ask questions, but you'll only be able to do so through the chat. Again, another thing to note here is if you are permanently placed on mute, the employer rep will only be able to answer your questions as time permits. So just please keep that in mind. If you choose to cause further disruption by using the chat feature, again, the partner staff in that room will have the ability to eject you if need be. Just also keep a note here, if that does happen, the way Zoom works is that once you're ejected from that session, you will not be permitted re-entry. So just keep that in mind. Again, we have never had any instances where we've had to use that feature, but again, just want you all to be aware that we do have the ability to do so if need be. I'm going to go ahead and list all of the employers that we do have here on the line for you to meet with here today. We have the American Medical Association on the line. We also have Chicago Lighthouse on the line. UPS is on the line as well today. Rush University, DCFS, IC Stars, and Hearthside Food Solutions. Again, unfortunately, Bimbo was not able to join us today, and Interpark was not able to join us today either. So again, those will be the employers that we do have on the line here. If you give me one moment here, I'm going to make sure that we're set up for our time. Again, the room will be set to a 50-minute timer here. And then there will be a timer up in the right-hand corner to let you know how much time is left in the session. And then I will also be setting a 60-second countdown timer. So once that 50th minute has taken place, there will be 1 minute that you'll have to either stay in the session and wrap up your conversations that you're having with the employers, or you can come back to the main session. Once that has occurred, or that 60 seconds has elapsed, excuse me, you'll be redirected automatically to the main session, which is the room that we're in here now. And we'll be giving a brief closeout at that time. I'm seeing a couple messages here in the chat that you're not able to see the rooms. That's because I have not yet opened them up. Once I open up the rooms, you should be able to see the icon and join at that time. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and open up these rooms. One quick thing that I do want to mention is if you're having issues joining a room, for whatever reason, even after you've downloaded that Zoom client for meetings, no worries, I can manually assign you to a room. You'll just have to drop the employer that you want to meet with into the chat, and I'll send you there. Real quickly, I know I'm being a little bit long-winded here, but one thing to note, if I do have to assign you to a room in that manner, you will not be able to move freely from room to room. So if you want to switch rooms, you'll have to leave that session that you're in, come back to the main room here, and enter into the chat the next employer that you want to meet with, and I'll have to reassign you to that room, and we'll have to repeat that process. So again, real important that you have that breakout room feature available where you're able to move freely. But again, if you're not able to, just let me know and I'll get you assigned to that room. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and open up all these rooms. Again, if you have any questions, throw them into the chat. Thank you, everybody. And just want to remind folks, if you do want to meet with any of the employers today, but you're having issues getting to those rooms, let me know which room you'd like me to send you to, and I'll go ahead and do so. Zayad, I just saw your message. I'm going to send you to Chicago Lighthouse. Hi, Trisha. Just saw your message here in the chat. So if you have the most recent version of Zoom Client for Meetings downloaded, you should be able to join the breakout rooms using the instructions on the screen. If you're joining through a laptop or desktop, when you move your cursor here on the screen like this, it should pull up a toolbar either at the top or bottom of your screen. And there should be an icon like you see here off to the right-hand side that says breakout rooms with 4 squares. You click on that, it'll bring up all the employers that we have on the session, and then you'll just click join. So a window will pop up when you click that breakout rooms icon. You'll click join for the employer that you'd like to meet with, and you'll just rinse and repeat. So when you're ready to move to another employer, again, you'll move your cursor, that'll pull up that toolbar, you'll click the breakout rooms icon, and it'll bring up that window, and you'll click join for the next employer, and you'll just repeat that process. I know we do have a rep also on the line for an organization called IC Stars. They do IT training as well, so I would suggest maybe stopping by their room and speaking with them as well. And if for whatever reason you're not able to join a room, just let me know who you'd like to meet with first, and I can send you to their room.
Daniel, can you hear me by chance?
Hi, Theodore, what's up?
Can you allow me to share my screen? I need to go back to DCFS room and share a screen.
Yep, give me a second here. I'm gonna make you co-host right now. All right, you give me a second. All right, you should be good now. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Looks like we have a majority of the folks back in from our breakout room sessions here today. One quick thing that I wanted to go ahead and note here before we kind of begin the wrap up. Again, I just want to reiterate that both of the sessions, both yesterday's job seeker workshops and today's employer panel and small group discussion sessions have been recorded and will be made available for you to view again within 48 hours or so of the conclusion of these events here today. Of course, we want to give a huge shout out to the employers who joined us here today, took time out of their hectic or busy schedules to meet with us and present all the wonderful information and opportunities that they have available. Want to thank the job seekers as well, of course, for joining as well. We hope that this session was fruitful for you and that, of course, it leads you to your next employment opportunity or career change. And then I would also like to, of course, thank the workforce partners, all the state agencies that are involved as well in putting together this platform. Couldn't do it with all the behind the scenes assistance. And we thank all of you again for your efforts. Much appreciated. I don't believe that we have the state rep on the line, but I do want to give either Chanel or Delana, if you're on the line, if you want to make a few concluding remarks, you're more than welcome.
Sure. Excuse my background out and about in the field. I just would like to thank, the Illinois WorkNet, IDES, and Chicago Workforce Partnership for helping us plan the job fair. Thank you to each employer and each job seeker who joined us today. And that's all.
Excellent. Thank you, Chanel. And just saw the message in the chat from Leslie. Thank you for that feedback and much appreciated, Leslie. It's a tool that we continue to refine and work on and extract best practices from, and we hope that it'll be sticking around for a little bit. So thank you so much for the feedback. And again, thank you, everybody. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Obviously a great weekend. And then also next week will be Thanksgiving. So I hope that you have a wonderful holiday break as well. Thank you all. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Great job as always, Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.